The gang them grew up in piling. Couple of groupies to fit with. High, no turbulence, vibing. Higher than you niggas getting. Flying while you niggas flyless. Your kind is scooter dependent. I come something new when I'm driving. Driving off the roof, no ceilings. Got a skyline view when I'm riding.
Gang, what's cracking, man? Top of the day to everybody out there. I know y'all been paying attention to the files. I know y'all been paying attention to the videos, been paying attention to what's taking place out there, right? I know everybody had to, because I definitely been looking. I've been paying attention. I really ain't waiting on nobody else. I can't, right? But what we're gonna do today is we're gonna talk about a little bit about what's going on. And I want to know for y'all, did the goddamn Epstein files break? You know, did it break the system for y'all? Because to me it did. It kind of broke it, you know, honestly. And like the Maverick brothers was saying, you know, shout out to them. They was letting everybody know that's what it's for. Not even just the Maverick brothers, you know, I gotta go back to the Joe Rogan podcast. Shout out to Joe Rogan podcast, because he had JFK. I can say a JFK actor-like. And the reason I say that is because the things he was saying, what he was claiming he was for, but then again it shifted, because, you know, I noticed he for Trump, right? So he had Robert F. Kennedy, you know, and if y'all listen to Robert F. Kennedy, a lot of things, he is a contradictory person within what he was saying, you know, and he was mentioning a lot of things, like I said, almost to the T of JFK until it started switching. You know, I'm wondering, did the handlers get a hold of him? I wonder what took place. You know, I really do. I want to know what happened, because, like I said, a lot of this, you know, that's taking place right now, a lot of people is they making money off of it. Definitely when it comes to the stock, they making big bread off of it. They making lucrative money, man. The oil, you know, is getting pulled from each and every way. Everybody got their hands in a pot, in a honey pot, and I think it's sort of, you know, it's taking people on this tipping point right now. But what I have here is the video with Robert Kennedy talking about things and talking about JFK, not JFK, I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about JFK, y'all. I'm still thinking about JFK, Lord Jesus. And the only reason I'm thinking about that is because he was one of the ones who wanted to mention the alien files. He really wanted to bring up the files that people was hiding a long time ago, but then they got him assassinated, right? They got him killed, right? So I want to jump into this video, and I want to hear him talking about it, because like he said, a lot of people, they hate Trump right now. A lot of people, they on Trump ass. But you know, something he did say that Trump was here to break the system. You know, and I heard the Maverick brothers mention this, and I'm gonna play a little bit of their podcast too, but they mentioned this, you know, that he here to break the system. And a lot of y'all don't understand that shit. When I said that to my parents, they're like, what they talking about? He's here to break the system, literally. You feel me? He here to destroy everything they got put together. A lot of y'all will be like, well, he here to make America great again. Well, you know, it depends on how you look at it, right? It depends on how you look at it. Go watch this video a little bit. Let's see what's taking place, big dog.
A lot of it was based, the Medicare stuff is different, and we're going to be able to catch almost all of that now, because we're using AI to do it. It was never used before. There was no effort at program integrity. In fact, the Biden administration deliberately, purposely ordered them. They ended the program integrity office. So they went from hundreds of people to 6 people. And they said, we don't want you doing program integrity. We just want you doing enrollments. And
let me make sure I got the best version of this.
And so we got all this fraud. Most of it came from these waivers that the states got. All the states got them for home care and community care.
But we ain't doing that. We're doing that 720. Won't be good enough.
Oh, you know, 30 years ago, Medicaid, Medicare paid. If you got a hernia operation, we paid for that. And you could tell somebody got the hernia operation because They had this car. They used a licensed nurse. They used a licensed doctor.
Oh. Yep, I had to restart it anyway, again. I don't like that glitching shit. And we're gonna mute this part because he was speaking. A lot of people didn't understand his pop, you know, the way he was popping, the way he chose to pop. I don't think a lot of y'all was understanding, so we jumping right into it. We gotta jump.
That they had a critical
Go back in here, yeah.
Point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is
I'm on live, baby.
Ordered them. They ended the program integrity office, so they went from hundreds of people to 6 people. And they said, we don't want you doing program integrity. We just want you doing enrollments. And so we got all this fraud. Most of it came from these waivers that the states got. All the states got them for home care and community care. So, 30 years ago, Medicaid, Medicare if you got a hernia operation, we paid for that. And you could tell somebody got the hernia operation because they had the scar, they used a light.
And that's true.
It was all documented. Then some of the states said, we're sending a whole lot of people to the hospital, and we don't have home care providers. So if you let us pay family members to do home care, the patient won't have to go to the hospital. They won't have to go to the emergency room, and we'll save a lot of money. So it was well-intentioned. But then what happened is people immediately started abusing it.
Key word, man. They like he said, they started abusing it. People know that was going to get abused. Like he said, if you are a person who's just so eager to, use and abuse your authority, definitely when it comes to this money, definitely when it comes to insurance, definitely when it comes to any one of those things, those topics under that umbrella. Yes, if you're a weak-willed person, you're going to abuse your authority. That's basically what he's saying, and I think Trump knew this. This is the part I was telling everybody, like, gang, look, Trump, y'all mad at him, but you got to be mad at him for a different reason. Once y'all figure out what the hell he really here doing, hit that like button. Once y'all figure out what he really doing, you're going to be mad for a different reason. He here to break the goddamn system. Let's get back into this video, right? So
today, if you, these are services that are not normally played by family members, performed by family members. Buying groceries for your grandmother and bringing them home, you now get paid for that. Balancing your grandmother's checkbook, driving her to a medical visit. So then you had this, organized fraud and this is what happened in Minnesota.
Organized fraud. He said it right there. Organized fraud, meaning it's fraud to where they can't do nothing about it. It's fraud and they can't do nothing about it, gang. But we sitting here, we punishing ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? We punishing ourselves like, damn, did we do something wrong? No, the whole time, everything was structured to run this way, man. And if a lot of y'all are under rocks. Y'all living under rocks. Y'all don't watch what's taking place around y'all. Y'all don't pay attention to no podcasts. Y'all don't really pay attention to all these people who drop knowledge like this. And I know y'all don't, because I live in a city full of motherfuckers who don't. You understand what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, when shit like that take place, your city be the easiest to, rule, to take over, to conduct and organize for some bullshit like this to happen. Let's keep going. Fight like MPS.
These organized crime companies would come in and say, you designate this family, you designate all your children have autism now, even if they didn't.
You heard me say a designated company will come along and say all your children got autism, even if they didn't. You understand what I'm saying? Because they know the money algorithm behind that shit, man. They know the money algorithm. So for us street people who don't understand what he's saying, I like people like this because he gonna come and he gonna keep it real. He gonna tell, look, hey, look, this is what's taking place. It's organized companies out there, goddamn it. They doing organized crime, they doing organized fraud, and they've been doing it for years. They've been doing it for years. That's what's funny. Now everybody they be mad at Trump when he popped this shit. You hear me? They mad.
Pay providers for each of them, and we'll give you a few $1,000s to do it, but then they would collect all the money, and that's what was happening. It's happening all over the country because there was it's very, very difficult. The guardrails on that system were very pervious, and anybody can defraud it. If you are inclined to do fraud, this was an irresistible.
He said, if you are inclined to fraud, this was an easy method that the government threw out there for people that are inclined to fraud. The people that just love fraud and shit, you just can't keep your hands out the fraud bucket. This was one of those methods that they decided to throw out there for y'all. Like, hey, yo, look here, take this bait. We got bait for you. We know you want the bait. We know you love the money. You probably need the money. Whatever the fuck you trick yourself to believe, that's what he's saying. And you know what's crazy? He said the guardrails are easy to defraud. Like, come on, gang. He said it out his own mouth. We didn't have to go, figure it out.
Opportunity.
How long was this going on for? Like, when did this fraud begin, do you believe?
It really accelerated during the Biden administration. We expected to pay for the Minnesota program just for autism care for kids who have autism. The kids need the care because they go to maybe a special school, but then they come home from school and the parents aren't there because they're working. So
he admits out his own mouth that the kids need the care. That's what he said. The kids need the care. So we got to pay attention, man.
Who's going to take care of them? So in legitimate circumstances, you would want to pay for that. But what happened is they just started this wholesale fraud. We expected the cost of that program to be about $3 million a year in Minnesota, in Minneapolis. It got up over a 3-year period, it got up to $400 million a year. So it was all fraudulent, almost.
I just don't understand. So this accelerated during the Biden administration, but when did it begin? Like, how long has it been going on?
Program integrity. They told people in my agency, and I've talked to them, we don't want to do program integrity anymore. We now just want to focus everything on enrollments. In other words, enrolling more people in Obamacare and the program.
You see, that's what he mean. I got you, bro. That's what he mean. You understand what I'm saying? Everything he just said, a lot of people ain't paying attention to because they understood what he said, and they like, yo, half of that shit we ain't got to pay attention to. We ain't got to focus on. We ain't got to worry about. Why don't we? Why wouldn't we? Because at the end of the day, that's the main thing we got to focus on. That shit right there is part of our kids' life, our lives, our grandparents' lives, if they still here. If you still got, you feel me, Gigi and Papa, that shit part of all of that, gang. So, we must be paying attention. Like I said, if you ain't under a rock, and if you under a rock, something wrong with you, my nigga, because what's finna take place next is finna be serious. And I think a lot of y'all ain't ready. A lot of y'all ain't ready because, like I said, once the job lost shit get to hitting, once the robots get to taking form and taking place, a lot of y'all gonna be scattering trying to figure out what it is to do. Running from the AI, like the Maverick brother said, this is the shit we need to learn how to use, my nigga. If this shit is taking over the world, we need to learn how to use it. I don't know what y'all talking about. This is the quickest way to spread your motherfucking message, whatever message it is that you want to spread. And that's why he like, yo, healthcare, the fucking media, social media, from TikTok, all that bullshit they running. Like I said, Maverick Brothers already spoke on this shit, my nigga. If you don't get with it, you're going to get lost out there in the sauce. And I think these whistleblowers, because he sounded like he could be a whistleblower, they letting us know. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that.
And, you could say there was bad motives there because, one, the states don't pay. The states pay a tiny fraction of it, but it's all goes to the federal government. So the states don't really want to do fraud detection because all that money is coming into their state. And then every time you enroll somebody, you're ready.
The states don't want to do fraud detection because all the money coming into them. They getting all the money. Of course, why would they do fraud detection if they getting all the bags off the fraud that's going on? Why in the hell would they do fraud detection? You think you finna, if you working for the fraud detection company, you think you finna take your ass in there and do fraud detection? First off, if you do and you find some motherfucking errors in there, you gonna be in trouble. You work for them. You should have been caught in there. Y'all should have been caught them. Of course they wouldn't want to do it. Same way MPS didn't want to figure out why all that money was missing from MPS. You understand what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
Them to vote. And so, you know, they may have had ulterior motives, let me put it that way. But, you know, right now what we're doing is we're saying to the states, we have audited you. We expect that, we believe that 50% of the program dollars you're spending were fraudulent or possibly fraudulent. You show us a corrective action that you're going to take, or we're going to withdraw that money the next time. The money's not being withdrawn from individuals. We're not reimbursing the state for it until, like they told us. Now, the red states have all said, yeah, we'll do it. But Maine, Minnesota, California, and New York have said, no, we're not going to. Basically.
Hey, I done watched this already earlier, but in between these scoops of food I'm eating, y'all make sure y'all pay attention, listen to him. He popping knowledge, and what he talking about ain't nobody gonna catch. You know why? Because it's a distraction that's going on out here. That's a big distraction going on. That's why Dog and them said, pay attention, man. Make sure you wake the fuck up. Everything that you mostly worry about right now ain't gonna be taking place in the future, nigga. Everything y'all be worried about, talking about, all this finna happen, that's finna happen. None of that shit that you talking about gonna be taking place. The world that you know right now shall be at an end, gang. And it's only for what we know it as. That's why I said our perspective, my perspective, your perspective, everybody out there that watch or look at any of these videos ain't the same. What you understand it for is not what they understand it for, what he understand it for. You understand? It ain't.
Corrective action that was just, you know, it was ridiculous.
All right. Mute their ass ASAP. Back to it.
So, is there financial incentive? Are these people that are making all this money from fraud, are they donating to any specific groups?
Hey, before he even answer, I doubt it. I'm gonna say that. Secretive as they is, hell no, they not donating to no goddamn groups at all. Why would they? What y'all say maybe to make it look good? But then now we can say it's their own money. We can say it came out their work check. We was governmental workers. And now we can all, you know, vow that, hey, yo, look, maybe the money is coming out their work check, right? Let's find out what he said. Let's figure it out.
Like, is there a direct turnaround?
You know, the Cubans in Florida, you know, they get mad at Trump because they say, oh, all the states you're designating are blue states. That's just because the blue states refuse to cooperate. But Florida's a red state, and we're really going after them. We're shutting down all durable medical equipment reimbursements for the whole state because it was all being run. It was probably being run by the Cuban government. But
I don't understand how no one saw it. No one from the government saw it. And would there be a reason why they weren't looking for it other than they just wanted it? They were only thinking about recruitment.
I told y'all why. Once you said the money coming in, that's why. That's the only reason they ain't gonna look for it. Just like you. Y'all know how y'all got them people that'll be around you right and they'll steal something from you, gang. The next thing you know, them the same motherfuckers who help you trying to look for it, gang. Everybody that had them friends where they have a motherfucker who helping them look for something and they know goddamn well they already got it. You done already got it. Why the fuck would I continue to look for it, my nigga, and you helping me and then you so, you know, willing to help. Like, come on, that shit driving nigga crazy, man. To me, that driving nigga crazy. I'm like, don't do all that. That's like when you know a bitch lying and then they just lying to your face and you like, hold on, I can tell. All you niggas been in high school, you had that whole, they be like, no, I ain't put Rakim shit in my locker. Bitch, I seen you. I know you did. I just seen him leave your locker. Bitch, you making me mad as hell. You understand? You pissing me off. You know how you react. So at the end of the day, to know why or ask yourself, like, why wouldn't they go double check and make sure ain't no fraud going on? Nigga, we know why. We definitely know why. We know why. They're gonna act like they don't know why, but we know why.
Was anybody making money outside of these crime organizations?
I would say no. The money was not, the states were making money.
Right, but there was a lot of talk online about donations to parties and donations to NGOs.
That is probably true too, although I don't have any evidence of that.
No evidence. Okay.
Now that's crazy. No evidence is crazy because he honestly can answer that way. He like, shit, I know how to answer, nigga. I'm a political figure. I'm not finna tell y'all I got evidence for that shit. I can tell you, look, I don't got a clue.
So it really just
you wouldn't have, even if you get those kind of donations, it's not the kind of proof that I would talk about because you cannot prove that donation, motivated the bad behavior.
But it really highlights how ideologically captured some people are. That because it's the right wing going after this Medicaid fraud, that somehow or another that.
But I wonder what they got to do with dude killing, the other guy. I wonder when dude killed that Medicare man, do this, have something to do with it. I wonder. I just want to know because he went for a not guilty plea. I'm not sure if they made him change it. I'm not sure what took place, but at the end of the day, he went for no. That let me know a little something. That's like, yo, on a deeper level, why would he say he not guilty if he know he the man that walked up and smoked him? You hear me? Come on now. Like, what was all that about? Was that about some money? Was that about? Nobody ever really said what the fuck all that was about. We heard a whole bunch of conspiracies and a whole bunch of jabberjaw. You hear me? But
that fraud is okay, and that fraud's not that big a deal. That there's what's the all told number that's been stolen from this stuff over the? If you had to take a wild guess,
that's what he say. He gonna say behind this wild guess. I can't tell you. I don't know. Of course you don't know. Y'all know they took billions, nigga. Billions get signed over. If the military using billions and they getting grants for billions to study fucking techniques or human skills and powers that y'all call that don't exist, why the fuck would they still be granting all that money? Why? You know what I'm saying? Make sense.
It's at least $100 billion a year.
$100 billion a year
just from Medicaid and Medicare.
That anybody would not want to stop that kind of crime because it's attached to the wrong party it just shows you how weird this country is right now.
You heard him? How weird the country is. That's how weird the country is because everybody lying, everybody be floss flagging, everybody be bougie, they be fake. The country is so fucking fake, man. And now I think Trump got in office, they figured out how bullshitting it is because he busting them down. Like, look, this taking place right now, this happening, this going on over here. Y'all ain't paying no attention. Of course they ain't. They don't want to. Ain't nobody gonna pay attention. They don't want to see those things. Why could they out of the face value of it? Everybody who turn up fucking cheap.
I was a Democrat my whole life. And, one of the things, and then what are
you now?
Now I'm kind of, first of all, it's illegal for me now to vote in any state. So I don't really have a party affiliation because, they challenge. I was a New York State resident. When I was running, they sued me and they said, oh, you don't really live in New York. You live in.
Wow. So I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That sounded like what dude was talking about from the CIA, the John dude, the whistleblower, when he was like, yeah, they gave him espionage charges. Right away, they're gonna hit you with them charges because look, you ain't trying to follow order. You ain't trying to bow down to what they asking you to do. I hate people like that, gang. Motherfucker want you to bow down to what they talking about. Look, if you talking about don't make no sense, so why the fuck would I bow down? Now him on the other hand, he already was in the loop, nigga. You a political runner, you a political employee. You better believe they done already got you in the loop. You got to bow down. They paying you. They got your checks coming. They got your checks flowing in. The moment you say no, they can come threaten you with a big threat. They can do a whole bunch of shit to you. You understand what I'm telling you, so y'all better pay attention.
California. I said, yeah, but my driver's license from New York, my law license is from New York. I have an address in New York. My car is registered in New York. My falconry license is in New York. My hunting license is in New York. My fishing license is in New York. And I intend to return to New York. And there were hundreds of cases, just black letter laws saying the only measure is if you intend to return there at some point. We got crooked judges, and they said, no, you're not a New York resident.
That's fucked up, though. Crooked judges. Like, how long was it going to take for everybody out there to know that? All you motherfuckers out there who be denying that shit, man, this ain't real. That ain't real. Listen, Epstein files done showed y'all dumbass how much is real and how much ain't. I be hating when people tell me, this ain't real. You don't know what you're talking about. How you know that, bitch? Because you don't study don't mean I don't know it. That means your dumb ass don't know it. That's what that means. I mean, your dumb ass got a stupid perception of everything. Epstein said that in the interview. He said the locals, the people in the streets, the locals, he mean the people in their power. Make it make a lot of sense.
I said I'm not a California resident. I don't intend to stay there. So now I'm not, I'm not legally allowed to vote in any state. But, I saw this with party. My father hated partisanship because he thought it was dishonest. And he said, he always told us you should vote for the man, not the party.
Like I said, I'm going to keep moving back and forth. Fuck y'all, I don't give a fuck. But if y'all listen to what the fuck he's saying, he's telling y'all some truth. I bet half y'all dumb don't believe it.
Or, he said the man because at that time it was predominantly men. But I saw this when Trump, I grew up in a Democratic Party that was very anti-NAFTA. So it was against working people and labor unions.
I think a lot of them is what they say against working people and labor in them until they prove otherwise.
Trump said that he was anti-NAFTA. All of a sudden, the Democratic Party was pro-NAFTA, and that's what turned my head the first time. And then, when I was, then I saw how and Trump questioned vaccines during the 2016 election. The Democratic Party was kind of that skepticism, and the concerns were spread evenly across the party. My uncle Ted Kennedy was very much on the side of medical freedom.
So his uncle Ted Kennedy. That's why I said I wonder is he related to JFK? Ain't no telling. I'm finna I want to know. You know what I'm saying? I do. I want to know if he's related. Because at the end of the day, a lot of this shit game, when you look deep in this shit, man, a lot of them be deeply related. Yes, Robert F. Kennedy is the nephew. So at the end of the day, you feel me? I was right. I was correct. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was correct. And I be wondering, a lot of this shit play out because
and it was evenly spread, but as soon
did they threaten him or something? Did they do something to him? You feel me? They do shit to you like, gang, you a family member of somebody we had assassinated, allegedly. You one of them. So if it goes left for you, however it choose to go for you, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna make it go that way. But my thing is this, like, damn, is that why he didn't win? Is that why they wasn't showing him no love? A lot of times that do be the reason they be hating on you. They're gonna try to keep you out the limelight. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that's what's taking place with him. So is that why he's speaking how he speak right now?
Said that it became part of the dogma of that party. And then, when I ran, we were, one of the things I ran against was the Ukraine war. And the Democrats were always the anyone.
Probably told his ass, look, you can't run for certain shit. Certain shit you can't go up there and you can't preach about because, look, this position that you stand for, we already know that you did your motherfucking due diligence behind your uncle and them. We know that you finna probably come behind them representing. You understand what I'm saying? You can't go in there doing that. So I bet you so many stipulations against him, gang. I bet you it was. I know it was.
War party. But as soon as Trump questioned that war, they became the pro-war party, and they invited the CIA director to speak at the Democratic Convention. And it just is the party's only agenda is we hate Trump, and anything he says, we're going to do the opposite of it. And it makes me very sad for the party. And I don't think it's a sustainable way to operate.
I mean, I can imagine. Of course, he ain't gonna think it's a sustainable way to operate, gang. He don't want no smoke from Trump. Don't nobody out there want no smoke from Trump right now, man. That boy on the motherfucking high road. He's on the high road right now, gang, and I don't think nobody out there fucking with him. Ain't nobody fucking with him because right now he got the position, he got the win and see. So what anybody gonna do? Y'all tell me what the fuck they gonna do with him. What is they possibly gonna do with Trump? He making the moves, he making the plans, he got the shit popping. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nobody else out there really got nothing much to, that they gonna really tell him or really override. Like he said, he got a kill switch too. Yeah, he got a kill switch. Yeah, he said motherfuckers keep trying and testing him. Y'all try to assassinate him again, he gonna make sure your ass get burnt this trip. You understand?
No, there has to be some sort of an appeal to people in the middle that left when things went crazy. Just let us know you're not crazy anymore. Let us know you've abandoned a lot of this crazy stuff. And also, like, recognize what's good for everybody, right? Hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud is not good for any of us, the whole country. So we should all...
Hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud ain't good for nobody. You heard Joe Rogan and he rich. Hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud ain't good, never for nobody, gang. And y'all know they've been doing this shit. This shit ain't brand. They've been frauding the whole fucking world for the longest. It's just to have you motherfuckers so stupid when somebody tell y'all something. You hate to feel like, damn, I ain't know that first. I ain't know that first. So you got to be the nigga to tell me. And you got to be the bitch to tell me. So I feel bad. That's what it be. But like I said, this shit been going on for years, my nigga. And people hate that I told you so. They hate that shit. They hate that.
All be together on this one thing. Like, this is terrible. This is stealing from your tax money. All of our tax money.
Yeah.
Us, American citizens. We should all be united on stopping any kind of fraud. Forget about who's the fucking president and who's going to get responsibility for it. Who's going to get the accolades? Like, who cares? Stop fraud. Stop. We're all together. You shouldn't have criminals from other countries living here just stealing money from Medicaid. That seems like that should be a bipartisan issue in a rational society.
And on the,
A rational society. Name a rational motherfucker nowadays. Your household ain't even rational. God damn it. Y'all name a rational motherfucker. Come on, man.
I saw this, the craziness, when we did the Tylenol findings, because, the science is really clear that, and there are dozens, I read 76 studies over a weekend.
76 studies, gang. 76 studies. And what time did he have to read those studies? He must have had a motherfucker on the side of him reading that shit. You feel me? I would have had a motherfucker on the side of me. So I can get it, understand it, and then I can start, applying whatever I need to apply to it. But goddamn, 76 studies is a lot. Definitely talking about the Tylenol. The Tylenol, y'all remember that? Half of you motherfuckers don't, because like I said, y'all was living under a rock. Not knowing nothing. I don't know what was taking place. That's my community.
When we were looking at this, and the studies that support Tylenol safety are very weak, and they have huge holes in them. There's overwhelming science that says
So if they knew it was overwhelming science talking about Tylenol taking and the studies about taking Tylenol, why in the fuck is they offering Tylenol? Why is they still selling it? But y'all know what they did do? They did turn around and lie about it on the news and say, hey, yo, it ain't what's, fucking up the babies. That Tylenol ain't what's, fucking the baby brains up. And we looked at them like, y'all gotta fuck up the fucking file saying it. He just said it. He looking at the studies.
You shouldn't take it particularly, it's okay normally. You shouldn't take it during pregnancy, and particularly the last days of pregnancy or in the perinatal period, perinatal period, which is immediately after pregnancy. You don't want to take it because the association with Tylenol usage at that point and neurodevelopmental disease are very, very high.
So the Tylenol side effects was neurodevelopment diseases, and they were high. They were high. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Almost like the lead results in the schools. That's ultra high. Now I go back to all these people, these rich motherfuckers that our ass out here don't believe, won't listen to. Like, take them kids out to school. Stop sending them motherfuckers in there. If y'all go homeschool. But this is the thing, the kids are so fucked up in the brain nowadays. They so fucked up in the brain game. These motherfuckers don't even got time to pay attention to shit you teaching them. They think it's who got glee. That's why they goofy now, gang. And I ain't gonna lie, like the study is now, what's going around social media, they said black kids are too dumb to recognize that they're in a bad school. What? Bitch, I'd never go that far. Y'all got me fucked up. Everything else y'all talking about is, you know what I'm saying, on a different level. But to go that far to say, look, they dumb as hell. They don't know they in a stupid school. They don't know. Keep them in there.
And pretty clear. And so we issued a warning. We didn't ban Tylenol. We just sent a letter out to all doctors.
But you know what they do? They got us going against each other in our homes. That's the first thing they do. They got the black people going against each other in the black hoods, in the black home, in the black schools. But the statistics shows that black people too dumb to even know they in a black dumb school. They don't know they're not getting a good education. No, they don't pay attention to what the white people getting taught. They don't care. All their parents care for is that they in the school. Don't give no round of applause to that shit. That ain't good. Because at the end of the day, a lot of this shit that they doing and they detailing in front of us, our goofy ass don't pay attention because we're too busy worried about what your neighbor doing, what your homie got, what your homegirl doing, what they putting up with, who is this, how your life so boring, like all that bullshit. Like, you so worried about, gang, y'all don't even recognize what's taking place in front of us. That's what be killing me. Like, y'all be chasing all this bullshit out here. That shit ain't finna matter in 7 to 10 years. Nigga, them robots coming out here. Elon already told you I was gonna be over 90,000 robots out there that's taking jobs and doing everything. And they like, you either get with the fucking program or you get lost.
You're saying be careful about. We didn't want to ban it during pregnancy because as bad as it is, it's the best thing. It's better than taking ibuprofen or aspirin.
Why is aspirin
They
bad?
have, because of Reye's syndrome. It has a clear association with Reye's syndrome, and they all have problems.
What is that word? Reye's syndrome?
Reye's syndrome, Reyes.
What is that?
It's I'm not sure exactly what
Jamie,
it does.
put that into our wonderful sponsor, Perplexity.
And if you
Let's
put
find it out.
aspirin use and Reye's syndrome, you'll see the.
So is this just with pregnant women or with people in general?
For pregnant, in
Only for
pregnancy
pregnant
or
women.
young children.
Oh, well, so baby aspirin? Didn't they always used to have children's aspirin?
Yeah, I don't know if they do it anymore.
Reye's syndrome is a rare but serious condition causing sudden brain swelling and liver damage, primarily in children and teens recovering from viral infections like flu or chickenpox. Become very rare due to reduced aspirin use in kids. Wow, aspirin.
Yes,
I always thought of aspirin as like the most natural and healthy.
And y'all heard what he said. You know, speaking of kids, I'm looking at my son, the report he wrote, a little summary report he did on this book, you know, and I think that's something black people need to do. We need to instill more learning inside the household, gang. Definitely not since they got the father out the kid. See, they're trying to move the black father out the household because the black father is so powerful. You understand what I'm saying? That they started making the black father is so evil, so mean, so nasty. You know, motherfucker, he just putting some structure in your goofy ass. Because if you look at them white boys, them white kids don't disrespect white people. If you look at them, they dads in it, right? They dads there where they go. You hear me? They dads there where they going. Then if we go even further and get to talking about the jobs, the job separation, and everybody acting like race still ain't out here. The racist people still don't exist, and they are not in some of the powerfulest places out there. You got like fucked up. That's why they saying it. That's why they speaking on it. That's why people like this in high positions speak on shit like this, because some of y'all out there won't. Some of y'all with positions won't. Y'all scary ass. I be looking at you niggas like you niggas bitches, because at the end of the day, my nigga, you gotta be able to pop your motherfucking shit. If you gonna pop it, pop that shit for real. And pop it about shit like this, that matter. They got Joe Rogan on that shit. What they gonna do to me? What they gonna do to Joe Rogan? Y'all be real. That's why he read that Tylenol statement. For you goofy motherfuckers who ain't know. Let's go that back. Let's
All those things.
Right, hold on, let's throw that.
Very rare due to reduced from viral infections like flu or chickenpox. Become very rare due to reduced aspirin use in kids. Wow, aspirin.
Yeah, so
I always thought of aspirin as like the most natural and healthy out of all those things that you take for pain.
Oh, I think it
headaches.
is pretty safe, but it's
Avoid aspirin and what's that word? You say it.
You said because he know the word, nigga. Y'all part of the reason this shit is out here. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all are part of the reason to get along, gang. Who put this shit out here?
Psilocybin
containing meds in children and teens with flu, chickenpox, or cold. Use acetaminophen or ibuprofen instead. Vaccinate against flu and chickenpox and screen newborns for metabolic risks. So acetaminophen is the issue in Tylenol, right?
Yeah.
Because I read this terrible story about a lady who died during COVID because she did not from COVID, from Tylenol. She just kept taking Tylenol.
Well, Tylenol.
A lady who died because she kept taking Tylenol during COVID, and he had to recollect that because he wait, not from COVID, but she died because she kept taking Tylenol as if in her mind she probably figured the Tylenol gonna heal me. You understand what I'm saying? Somewhere down the line that bitch must have heard somebody else, and excuse me because I know some of y'all gonna take that the harsh way, but she must have heard somebody say, "Look, take this Tylenol. It's gonna have you correct. It's gonna have you correct." And at the end of the day, that Tylenol is exactly what killed her. You understand what I'm saying? We got to be accountable for what's going on with our bodies, our lives, the same way. Y'all tell us cigarette smokers, you got to be accountable. Cigarettes kill you. When you live in the world I live in, everything kill your goofy ass. You better understand, you better recognize what you're putting in your body and what's going around your body. If you don't, you're a fool.
Shuts down your liver if you take enough of it.
That's what happened to her.
What I was saying is, when we issued this warning, it was immediately condemned by the Democrats. Oh, here's Trump and Kennedy doing, weird science again. And then
weird science. I didn't know they had a definition for weird science.
Had all of these videos, these viral videos on TikTok of pregnant women eating Tylenol.
Yeah, to say fuck Trump. Yeah, it's crazy. I hope they didn't really do it. I hope they were pretending. Because that's so dumb. It's just so stupid. Why would you even want to risk that? How
would you risk your fucking health? Did y'all hear what he said, gang?
How is that not a
talk of pregnant women eating Tylenol?
Yeah, to say fuck Trump. Yeah, it's crazy.
Pregnant women eating Tylenol to say fuck Trump. That's got to be a weird influence. Y'all hit that like button. They got to be a weird influence, gang. What the fuck? If I was the family member of them pregnant women, that would have totally pissed me off, just like the lady, you feel me, who died. Come on, somebody must have told them this. And at the end of the day, y'all got to understand, people willpowers are weak out here. They are easily influenced, and that's what's going on. And now you see somebody doing something outside of your household or doing something else outside of the group that you follow, and you feel, hey, look, that person doing more than what the people that holler at me doing. So I'm going to follow them. That's when you get to looking stupid and doing dumb shit. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get back into what this man telling us.
I hope they didn't really do it. I hope they were pretending. Because that's so dumb. It's just so stupid. Why would you even want to risk that? How is that not a thing that you just abandon all party affiliation and go, the health of my child, this is science. They're not saying don't take Tylenol. You could still buy Tylenol. It's a good thing to know that if you take too much of something, it's bad. There's a lot of things that are fine if you take 1 or 2 pills. But if you're
because he ain't lying. Everything, if you do too much of it, if you consume too much of anything, that shit bad. And if you do too less of it, it's bad. So you gotta have a balance with everything. In life, period, you gotta have a balance with everything, gang. I don't know, them women was totally influenced by that. You understand what I'm saying? That was influence upon them. I don't care what it's your that you got influence. Nah, if your willpower weak, if you got a weak ass will, then yeah.
Poor lady with COVID, if you just keep taking it over and over and over again, you'll die. We should know that. It doesn't mean you shouldn't take
If you drink too much water, you will die, gang. You hydrate yourself too much, you will die. You understand what I'm saying? Now that's crazy. But you know how many people around the world that didn't know that, gang? You know how many people, definitely people of my color, that didn't know that? Come on now, that's even crazier now. Come on now, let's keep going.
Aspirin, or you shouldn't take Tylenol, but it just means know when to take it and when not to take it, and know how much to take. That's all information that everybody should want to be out there. The fact that people want to connect that to Trump, and I'm going to take Tylenol while I'm pregnant,
and people want somebody to blame. Everybody wants somebody to blame for something they doing, gang. See, you got to understand, motherfucker, you got a mind of your own, and you know what to do with it. And if you don't know what to do with it, you want to put the blame on everybody else. Look, it's their fault that I did this. It's their fault I took too many times. No, you a dumb motherfucker. Your ass need to go to a therapy class or something. Something wrong with you, bitch. Something really going on at the end of the day, like a motherfucker really needs to help you. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, my nigga, if you a God-believing motherfucker, a God-fearing motherfucker, you know damn well you was responsible for whatever you do in your life. And if you looked in that book, that motherfucker told you that just so as you believed everything else in your life. So you got to be an idiot. Like I said, just to try to put the title and the blame on somebody. Oh, yeah, it was their fault. They said, if this happened, I stop this. So you know what? I'm going to say, fuck what they saying. I'm going to prove them wrong. And I'm going to keep taking these motherfuckers because what they saying ain't really worth nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Mentally crazy, gang. You mentally crazy.
Is this what, like, imagine the aliens watching us and going, they're not ready. They're not ready for sophisticated time traveling technology. These fucking dopes, like, what are they doing? They're fighting over nonsense.
That's the thing too. I think that's another reason that, you know, our humans down here, the civilization ain't gonna evolve. A motherfucker fighting over nonsense. Every day, if you look around you, gang, everybody around you fighting over nonsense. They arguing about bullshit. They going to war about bullshit. It go from the small scale to the big scale. Animals fighting and killing each other over bullshit. Kids killing each other right now over bullshit. Adults going against their parents and going against their family over bullshit. They warring right now over bullshit. The biggest politicians and political motherfuckers, they are all at it over bullshit. Yeah. So of course, who finna come down here and teach us anything on ascending as a human civilization? Don't nobody want to fuck with us because they scared. The same way black people be saying, look, when we walk outside our house, we worried about other black people. Motherfucker, the other species around the universe, they worry about us if they come to planet Earth. You better believe that. That's why you dumb motherfuckers never see them. And on top of that, all the lying motherfuckers that's in the CIA, the FBI, the men in black that y'all call, that's another reason you motherfuckers ain't gonna never see shit. But you think Joe Rogan them gonna pay all his money to make podcasts and preach videos and pull all these people from places where they get paid millions to hide this information, become whistleblowers? You think he gonna pull them up there for nothing? You gotta be dumb too. You gotta be dumb. That's why I said, damn, the Epstein FILES ain't got y'all believing now. Y'all don't believe it yet?
Now it's like it's all heavily accelerated by social media.
Yeah.
Social media accelerate everything, gang. That's why they saying social media bad. You feel me? If you a social media watching motherfucker, you need to crawl under a rock. If all day you just be on social media, something wrong with you. If you ain't out there pushing a message, something wrong with you.
Just amplify that polarization.
Yes.
They're just telling you what you want to hear and validating your worldview all the time.
He just admitted it. Yes. And he been in the politician world for what? He said 40 years. Social media only tell you what you want to hear. Social media only tell you what you want to hear. That's the algorithm, gang. We've been saying this to people for so long, but it take Robert Kennedy to say this. That, hey, yo, look, yes, every social media platform tells you what you want to hear, and only they expose your worldview of what you believe. That's it. These niggas get paid to make this shit. These niggas get paid to sit in their fucking office and make this shit, create this shit, and they even pay people to do it for them. So you think these people gonna come out and whistleblow like this, gang? Y'all gotta be stupid. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta be dumb.
And also just outraging you all the time. I've been off it for a while now, and it's like it frees your brain. It's like all the weirdness of thinking about nonsense in the world, just you're aware of it peripherally, but it's not in your face all day, which I think.
And that's what's crazy, gang. You know, I had to stop him because they'll say all this weird shit. Y'all heard him? He said all the weird shit that's taking place in the world around America that America doing, but in your neighborhood, in your store, your corner, your school, wherever you at, wherever your job, they'll call you weird for the shit you doing. Bitch, you better take a look at the country you living in. You better take a look at the country you living in right now. You understand what I'm saying? They've been hiding shit from you and your faces and your grandparents' faces and their grandparents' faces for centuries. And y'all don't think that's weird? Something wrong with you motherfuckers out there, gang. Something is wrong with the world, gang. And that's how you know they got everybody mind fucked, brainwashed.
People are dealing with a lot more even than I was. And they're just bombarded by sensation, bombarded by anger and frustration and angst. And
anger, frustration. Everybody bombarded by that shit and they love that shit. If you look around you, the whole world love that shit. They love negativity. They love talking about other people. They love, you feel me? They love bringing somebody down. They love tearing somebody down. You rarely hear a motherfucker bringing somebody up or throwing out positivity out there. That's why Joe Rogan said it. This rich ass nigga ain't finna say that right there on his podcast for nothing. That nigga know what he talking about.
It kind of liberates the darkest impulses of the human spirit. I mean, I don't use it either, but I post stuff. But if I started reading my comments and take them seriously,
it's terrible. I genuinely thought when you joined forces with Trump and then Tulsi did as well, I was like, okay, maybe this will unite us more and make more people realize that there's a lot of people that are being left out, that are in the center of all this, and we can all come together and work together. That's what I thought, naively.
Right, but not when nobody don't want to work together. That's the problem. When you got people who's on the other side and they trying to keep that shit exactly how it is, you got people who ain't really trying to come up with a solution game. Hell no. I understand what Joe Rogan's saying. I would have thought that too. You feel me? I got to give him a round of applause. But at the end of the day, when you got people who's here and put in place to keep shit fucked up and to keep negative shit going on, gang, you might well erase that thought out your head. That's the cycle you got to catch on to, and I think these people catching on to it, and that's why his rich ass like, hold up, wait, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Like I said, now all us dumb motherfuckers down here in the regular world in the neighborhood, we're gonna play like we don't know what's going on. That's what we do best. That's how they control us right now. We play like we don't know nothing. I don't know. That's why we where we at. But niggas like him, they gonna come out and they gonna bring that information out. Like, listen, so you motherfuckers wake the fuck up.
Obviously, once you guys got in there, it was you guys were MAGA and like health is bad and don't stop the dyes. Like, no matter what it was, people were ideologically opposed to you being correct about anything because now you're connected with Trump. So it's like I was watching liberals, the people that are always worried about food ingredients, just dismissing all of this talk about preservatives and glyphosate and red dye.
He said they always worried about the safe eating, the healthy dieting, but they dismissing everything Robert Kennedy saying. They throwing it out. They like, wait, hold on, we don't want to hear that healthy shit. We're gonna keep pushing this negative narrative about eating this, eat fast food, eat this, stuff your body with this. You understand what I'm saying? So even though, but like I told y'all, you know why? Because nigga, that's John F. Kennedy nephew. They know the narrative he trying to really push, but then they mad at Trump because Trump trying to come out and push the same narrative. He's here to break the system, fool.
Yeah. I mean, it's dogma, and it's tribalism. It's these
Tribalism.
Connectors in our brain.
He said tribalism and connectors in our brain. Listen to what he said.
That evolved over millions of years. Was living in the
evolved over millions of years. Listen, this man ain't finna sit his ass up there. He been in this position for 40 years talking out the side of his neck for nothing. That's why I said everybody on the same level we is goofy, gang. Don't nobody know nothing. And that's why you can't be listening to people around you, gang. You better start studying your motherfucking stuff. Or you will be lost, because some people are put here to make sure you are lost, gang. Trust me, they are put here to make sure you are lost, nigga. You better wake the fuck up.
These little tribal communities, and now you've got machines that can activate those parts of the brain, and they're being manipulated all the time.
Yeah. And then there's a bunch of people that are commenting that aren't even real people.
And I tell niggas this, they don't believe me. I tell them, nigga, my phone manipulating your brain all the time with frequencies. Man, you don't know what you're talking about. Man, I don't believe in that shit. Listen, gang, I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. And this motherfucker will tell you, they telling you every day, but motherfucker don't want to sit down and listen to them. What the fuck wrong with that? Man, sit down, listen to them. You listen to everything else, though. Come on now, man. Come on.
There's that, too. There's a lot of manipulation that's going on social.
There's manipulation in the home going on. Y'all think it's just in the politician world, nigga. That's going on right in your house. They do it right through your television, and they got you doing it to each other. The shit you watch on TV, they automatically make you repeat it. That's what the fuck you exercising out in your home. Once COVID came, gang, they learned how to operate that program, that play right there. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody know what it is, and everybody gonna look at me like I'm stupid. What the fuck you talking about, nigga? Of course you ain't gonna know because I'm talking to a wall. You ain't gonna know. The shit worked on you. That's why you ain't gonna know. See, it worked on certain motherfuckers, and when you bypass the glitch game, that shit start working, and that like, damn, what's going on? No. Wake the fuck up. That's what's going on, nigga. If Joe Rogan got to see it, wake up.
Yeah, where who knows who's doing it? There's a bunch of different groups doing it, but they're not real people that are outraged. They're not real human beings that are saying these things, and they can.
They're not real human beings. They put in the comments they're saying this shit. Of course, you know how they run it. I'm a fucking company. I got billions of dollars. I'm gonna make bots to do this, nigga. I'm gonna make bots to juice you up. I'm gonna make bots to gas you up, make you feel like this. I'm gonna control the algorithm. I'm gonna control everything you doing. Why wouldn't I if I got money? Why wouldn't I? That's the chess playing game. That's the fucking move you should pull if you got money. That's why I said, like, y'all don't even understand. A lot of these motherfuckers, they working together already. They got this shit in control, guys. And it takes the Epstein files to come out for y'all to understand that. It takes for the files to come out for everybody to understand. Look, and everybody over it already. That's what that TikTok shit did to people. That 2-second real shit. That shit got motherfuckers mentality short. They was just talking about that on podcasts. Now everybody over the Epstein files, they on to what's next. Wait, you motherfuckers forgot about all the shit that's taking place right now? All the shit that done been unleashed because of the files? The world is fucked up, gang. That's why I said, like, man, y'all better pay attention to die slow.
Kind of shift the narrative into a certain direction sometimes. It's a fascinating time to be alive.
Fascinating time to be alive.
As far as what you thought this job was going to be before you got in, and what it became, what was your expectations when you got in? Like, did anything really surprise you?
See, why would I have to have expectations coming into a political job? He said, outside of what you thought the job was going to be, listen, if it's a political job and it's for the right reasons, and I'm here for the people to help the government, why in the fuck would I got to second guess while I'm taking a job? You see what I'm saying? That's them white people shit, them jobs I be talking about. And that's why black people couldn't get them jobs. And everybody be talking about, man, that shit don't exist. Race ain't out here. Yeah, the fuck it is. Your dumb ass just ain't paying attention, gang. That's what the fuck going on. Y'all dumb ass ain't paying attention. Y'all think the world's still like it used to be. Y'all think all the same old shit still running and applying. No, nigga. They changing that shit right before your fucking eyes. And the sad part is they already know people ain't gonna believe it. You understand what I'm saying? Like I told motherfuckers, I said, look, actors are paid liars, period. What y'all think they are? They get paid millions to lie to you right in your face. On movies, they make you cry, they make you feel this way, make you happy, make you joyful. If they can control your emotions, they control you. If they can control your emotions, they can control you. Television controlling everybody right now. Everything you watch. I ain't gonna lie, I start dimming away from that shit, from the video games, all that bitch ass shit. Like, look, I ain't finna get warped in with the rest of these motherfuckers. They brainwash, gang, and that's what's taking place. Now you're gonna feel like everything you done watched. What you watched today, you're gonna feel like later on. When you get with your people, you're gonna start feeling the same way the show had you feeling this shit. Like, gang, pay attention, man. Pay attention. The shit deep. It's deep, and it's so deep, y'all don't understand, man. It's so deep, y'all don't understand. But it takes for these people to pop out and say it to y'all. You hear me? Come on now.
I mean, I try to go into every part of my life without expectations, and just focus on really narrowly on what I'm doing day by day. And that actually makes me a lot more resilient, because if you don't have expectations, you never get disappointments.
You heard him. If you don't have expectations, you never get disappointment. I be telling some people that, man, in my lifetime. I said, you know what? I live my life, on a day-to-day basis, just going with the flow, because if I wake up and I expect something, gang, every day I'm going to be mad. You understand what I'm saying? Because what you expect ain't gonna happen all the time. I don't know why people be thinking that, look, what I expect gonna take place. That shit don't work. It took these politicians to tell y'all that. Do it take fucking Epstein files to come out and say that? Or do it take somebody with a lot of money? Because I see in our world, everybody only believe people with a lot of money. Like that shit matter. Nigga, they changing that right now. Once them AI bots come out, money ain't gonna matter. Elon said that. So then what y'all gonna believe? Y'all ain't gonna know who to believe, where to turn to, what to call for. You motherfuckers gonna be reaching. Because like I said, a lot of people don't even believe in God anymore. You understand? So I don't know what y'all gonna believe in. I know what I believe in. I know what I know. That's why I be telling y'all better wake up and smell the coffee, gang.
So you can never get crushed.
Who in the position to do this shit to us, to understand, look, it's happening, nigga, right before your fucking eyes.
And but I would say that, I had not spent a lot of my life hang out with Republicans. And what I imagined that they were talking about is exactly the opposite of, now I'm in an administration that surrounded by immensely talented people, and they're immensely idealistic. And
immensely talented and immensely idealistic. That's something, and I'm gonna have to hold on. Let me go to something else because I wanted y'all to check out the Mavericks, man. These boys, when they you know what I'm saying, when they pop, they talk. Like I said, sleeper from the sleep.
Welcome to Maverick Approach Live, and of course I got Devon True,
the Brotherhood.
Yes, sir. So.
One thing about them, though, I know a lot of people don't do what they do when they come get this information, gang. And when you get this information from them, this shit be so surreal. I'm talking about surreal that you can go get fact check it. You can bag yourself up with the facts, get your ass on whatever engine you need to insert it and find facts, find, all types of shit that you need to look up and clarify and validate that, hey, yo, they popping that shit for real. But like I said, in my community, gang, this ain't taking place. They're not watching this. You want me to tell you why? Everybody's still trying to get their life together. And that's another distraction. That's where they got everybody distracted. They like, damn, if you running around the world trying to collect everything you need to survive for the next whatever many years, you think you finna worry about that? Hell no. You locked in on whatever you locked in on. And that's one thing they do say. Where attention goes, energy flows, gang. You understand what I'm saying? Yep.
Today we are talking about Israel, the U.S., Iran. So we haven't done a pod or a live yet. We wanted to see what was going on, waiting till the dust settled, and then see what is what. It's a 24 to 48 hour rule now. So we gotta let these things develop.
Yeah, you gotta let all the psyops and craziness play out first.
Shout out to them, guys. Boys do a magnificent job at what they do. I gotta give it to them. I don't think a lot of y'all get a Black Brothers they credit. So shout out to them, man. These niggas go crazy. You understand?
And psyops did happen.
Yeah, it's currently happening.
Currently. So
in my opinion.
So let's do this. Look, right away.
It's funny too.
Application Red Moon. And we was just discussing this Red Moon. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife, myself, we was talking about it. And they obviously said they're supposed to come up at 3-something in the morning.
About this. Trump.
Check this out.
He was born the same day as a blood moon.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Fuck out of here.
So the day that he was born, he was actually he was born in the morning.
So Trump was born the same day as the blood moon. The same day as the blood moon. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. There's a lot of power that flows around when these type of things take place. These moon changes, and a lot of people don't believe in it because they like, oh, it's magic. Ain't no goddamn magic. If you did your astrology studies, if you studied all types of other studies and just didn't live how you live or focus on what you focus on, you will understand that there's other people in these positions and deeper, farther realms than you in the mind that study this shit, gang, and they pay attention because it matters. You understand what I'm saying? It matters. It does. It does.
It was the same day as the blood moon that night. Total eclipse. So it's kind of weird that he's in the center of this as well.
Okay.
Right? Like, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's not nothing.
It's just kind of weird, right? So you have that. Okay. And it's just, and well, also too, the day that it happened, the strike, right?
Yeah.
It happened on
all the planets were aligned.
Where all the planets are aligned.
Yeah.
Y'all heard
28th.
The day the strike happened, it happened when all the planets was aligned. I remember when Fox 6 showed that. You hear me? And I know a lot of people out there don't watch Fox 6 News. I know it's a lot of bullshit. Don't get it twisted. They do a lot of propaganda. They do a lot of brainwashing bullshit. But at the end of the day, I watched it and they showed all the planets being aligned. They said, hey, yo, today's the day. It'll be seeable from this point of view, from that point of view, from that. And you know what's crazy? The news always alert us of these type of things, definitely when it comes to the moon. Now, look, for everybody not to be giving a fuck about astrology, why do the news always show it? Have anybody ever thought about that? Hell no, you ain't. I thought about it and I think about it all the time. Why in the fuck they always showing that? If don't nobody on planet Earth really give a fuck about that shit, why is they showing it? Who's they showing it to? Who's they showing it to? It's a lot of things I can say that too about the news, right? But these boys are on to something. Shout out to these brothers right here. These boys are on to something. You hear me?
Yeah, the 28th.
And look when the red moon was supposed to rise. Y'all see it. 3-3 at 3:33 a.m. That's what the news said too. Yeah, the news said it. Yeah, the news said that shit. They did. They said we're gonna rise on the third day at 3:33 a.m. All them threes. Hey, but look, if I leave it to y'all, won't nobody think that's nothing to look at. Won't nobody think that's nothing to look at? Nah, they won't. They won't even care. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, what the hell that supposed to mean? Well, we're gonna dive into it. We're gonna dive right into it.
They call it the planetary parade. Which was
Coincidence?
weird again.
Huh.
So all these things. So you have the 6 planets all lined up during the strike. And then 47 years ago, that's when, the Ayatollah took over, right? Now, who's the 47th president?
Who the 40? Big T.
Big T.
47 years ago, the Ayatollah took over. Now, who's the 47th president, y'all? Who's the 47th president, man? After 47 years, the Ayatollah took over. And if some of y'all know about the Ayatollah, then you know. If you don't, you better go do your Google research. Or do your research. You hear me? Because this is what I be saying. A lot of us, we don't do no studies. I think we just let it pop shit, but we don't know why we popping it. We want to pop it because we want to flex the money and all that shit. I'm going to tell you something. Elon Musk already said none of that shit gonna matter in 3 to 7 years. None of it. And he's gonna be part of the reason. You hear me?
Shit's weird. Like these things, you guys, we're again, this is like a matrix type of thing. I don't know what's going on with all these numbers and these coincidences, but it's never coincidence.
It says Suwoo Moon is crazy.
Yeah, Suwoo Moon is crazy.
Suwoo Moon. That nigga said a Suwoo Moon. The comments crazy as hell.
That's funny.
See your super chats, you guys. I see you guys heavy in the chat.
Yeah.
Let's go deep.
Yeah, I know what is going on, but there was an attack that happened in Austin, and I'll bring this up. And this guy who actually, went down to Austin downtown, went to a local bar and shot up the place.
6th Street, right? 6th Street in Austin.
Yes. So, couple weird things with that. Here's the thing, right? So let's pull this up. So here's the guy right here. Let's pull this up.
Hey, that pop up right in. Look, the moment a nigga get ready to pull that shit up, y'all see how they pop that shit up. They don't want a nigga to let them boys cook. Let them cook.
So this is what they're saying. They're saying this guy right here was the assailant, right? So his shirt says property of Allah.
All right.
Okay. Oh, wait. Let me pull it up. Sorry, you guys.
Canada in the building.
So here we go right there. So this guy, they're saying this is the guy who did it. There's footage of it. And essentially property of Allah. And he had a Quran in his car.
All right, that's a little on the nose.
That's
like, come on.
Suspicious.
I think all that shit suspicious, man, if you ask me. You feel me? All that shit suspicious, but these are the suspicious signs that don't nobody want you to see. They don't want you to pay attention to that shit. Right now today, motherfucker want you to be locked in and pay attention to some dumbass shit. But motherfucker, look, these are the signs that a motherfucker need to pay attention to. Fuck what you talking about. Ain't nobody worried about that. Look, pay attention. Look how motherfuckers getting blew up and shit happening out here. You understand what I'm saying? This is why it's happening.
Why would you have a Quran in your car?
I mean, to be fair, it's like somebody having a Bible in their car, right? Like people do have those things in their car. My thing is this: I'm kind of 50-50
in this car
on it because we play too much. The government,
right?
Our government plays too much,
right?
So it's like, is this just another like 9/11 style psyop? You know, kind of just making it seem like, oh, look at what they're doing. You know, just so they can escalate things even worse.
Yeah,
that's exactly what they do to the hood. That's how it go in the hood, gang. They make a problem, a psyop problem that take place, and they be like, oh, look what's taking place. Look what they doing. They make everybody attention focus on that, and then next thing you know, you feel me, they want to escalate it and take it further. Those of y'all that don't know those cycles, you better start paying attention. But at the end of the day, like, damn, what is they showing us? A lot of this shit that's taking place, what is y'all showing us? What is y'all trying to, you understand what I'm saying? Lead us to. Let us know. You know? Let a nigga know. I think a lot of this shit is unfolding, and it's purposely because, like I said, the system is meant to be broke, man. For those of y'all that don't understand, those of y'all that ain't got time to figure out to understand, motherfucker, the system is meant to be broke. You understand? And you know, however you don't like it or like it, it's gonna get broke. That's what Trump doing. He busting that motherfucker down, and the way he busting it down, ain't nobody liking it. Yeah, we understand. It's cool, fine, and dandy, but it is what it is. Like they just told you, and like the last motherfucker, Robert Kennedy, he said Trump here to break the system down. Once I got with him, it was over. Motherfuckers was super happy. Motherfuckers didn't even want to give him a chance. They shutting everything he throwing out there down. Look, healthcare, this, eat healthy, do this right for the people. No, they like fuck them people, let them people. We making money off them people. Why y'all think they ain't giving y'all no cures for no people? But you leave it up to us. We gonna be the people that fund them the most for the fucking medicine that they dishing out. You understand what I'm saying? All the medicine they dishing out to us, my nigga, we're gonna be the ones taking it the most. The white people, they gonna get to taking all that other bullshit. All that other bullshit that's you know, for all the sicker problems that they got. Yeah. You know, and I ain't gonna lie to you, like it's crazy, yeah. But y'all better wake the fuck up. Motherfuckers been telling y'all for the longest. You know, they've been saying it for the longest, man. Look, if these people if they don't get it together, if a motherfucker don't, I don't know. I can't really tell y'all, like, you know, I can't really put it to y'all how they gonna put it to y'all. And if I could, I wouldn't, you know. If I could, I wouldn't. But anyway, man, I love y'all. Y'all make sure y'all take care. Y'all stay safe. Stay the fuck out the way, man. Y'all do what y'all gotta do, man. Make sure you leading your people the right way too. Don't be out there fucking over your people. You understand what I'm saying? Like guiding them the wrong way and shit, not teaching them nothing. Or you got their ass watching BET all day with you, doing nothing but goofy shit, gang. Like, man, y'all better put that knowledge in y'all head. Y'all better get equipped. Y'all better start paying attention to what's going on around y'all. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all better start. I ain't gonna lie to you. At the end of the day, man, I love y'all.
Man, you bitch niggas better ante up or elevate. I need 6-figure money, won't hella bucks and hella cake. Fuck boy, I been on dummy, shooting hella ops, make them a day. If not him, then kill his mama, make him feel his wrath in the hell away. Hydro shock, put his eye, make through his chest, watch as they swim away. I don't stop shooting till you die, and your last breath, and then I skid away. This a hollow tip.